Do you think there's a tipping point where misinformation becomes irreversible, like a cognitive global warming?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do think that, and we know this, the longer misinformation sits in someone's brain, the more power it has over someone, and the greater the difficulty in actually eradicating it. So we know that de-radicalization, which is really what you do with people who have already deeply bought into conspiracy theories, is a very long journey. It requires much more than a psychological intervention. It requires structural interventions, getting people new social networks, supporting them in lots of different ways. It's a heavy lift. So once misinformation takes hold and once you let it sit there for a long time where it fuses with someone's identity, then you've kind of lost someone, right? And so that's why I stress that prevention metaphor so much, that prevention, an ounce of prevention is really worth a pound of cure. Because yeah, there is a tipping point at which it's very difficult to bring people back from believing in misinformation. And given that swaths of the population are currently being targeted and buying into misinformation, that is worrying that we're on a path where it would be difficult to reverse. And I think part of what we need to do is change the incentives for misinformation to stop spreading. People need to be incentivized. Politicians need to be incentivized to be accurate so that their followings don't adopt it. And there are things we can do. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I think it was Wales came up with a law that forbids politicians from lying during elections. It hasn't fully
Wow,
passed
what a
yet.
crazy law to forbid
What
the
a
people
crazy law.
running the country from lying.
From lying. And the majority of the population supports it. It hasn't
Yeah.
passed yet, but the majority supports it. There are questions about who's going to be the judge of this. Well, there are judges, in fact, and they would only deal with serious things, obviously, not every little thing. It's an incentive, right? It's saying this is not desirable behavior, and I think that's what we need on a large scale in order to get people to sort of shift focus.